Good morning. In this session, I shall be discussing about the sexual reproduction in Funaria. This topic is included in the unit Bryophytes of the second semester. I am Shobha Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Government First Grade College, Chikbala. Before understanding the sexual reproduction in Funaria, let us have a recap of the previous session. Funaria is called cord moss. Funaria hygrometrica is the common species. It is distributed throughout the world. It grows in close tufts on rocks, trunks of trees, damp walls, and damp soils. They help in the process of soil formation, that is pedogenesis. The plant body is a gametophyte. It is small, 1 to 3 centimeter high, and consists of slender, erect, radial axis covered with small, simple, leaf-like structures arranged in a spiral manner. The gametophyte is attached to the substratum by means of multicellular rhizoids. They are characterized by the presence of oblique septa. The leaves are simple, sessile, ovate, and have broad membranous base and pointed apex. The tiers of the axis show the presence of epidermis, cortex, and central cylinder. The epidermis is outermost layer and contain chloroplast-bearing cells. The cortex is made up of parenchymatous tissue. The cells of the young axis bear chloroplasts. In mature stem, the outermost cells become reddish brown color and become thick-walled. Small leaf traces are also noticed. The central cylinder is made up of long, narrow, thin-walled, colorless cells which lack protoplasts. They help in the conduction of water and minerals. The tiers of the leaf shows a well-defined midrib. It consists of several layers of cells, but the lateral wings or the lamina is made up of a single layer of thin-walled cells which are rich in chloroplasts. Midrib contains small strands of slightly thickened narrow cells which help in conduction. Funaria reproduces by vegetative and sexual methods. Vegetative reproduction takes place by following methods, that is, the fragmentation of primary protonema, formation of secondary protonema, or by formation of gymme on the terminal cells of the protonema, or by development of the bulbils on the rhizoids, or by apospory. Now if we look into the sexual reproduction in Funaria, sexual reproduction is oogamous. Male reproductive structure is known as antheridium and the female as archegonium. Funaria is monoecious, that is, having male and female sex organs on the same thallus. And it is autoicous, that is, antheridia and archegonia develop on separate branches of the same thallus. Sex organs are borne on leafy gametophores in terminal clusters. The main shoot of the leafy gametophores bears antheridia and act as male branch. Female branch develops as lateral outgrowth from the base of the male branch and bear archegonia. The female branch grows higher than the male branch. Funaria is protandrous, that is, antheridia mature before the archegonia. That is how it ensures the cross-fertilization. Now if we look into the male branch of antheridiophore, the longitudinal section of the male branch shows that its apex is expanded and convex shaped. It bears large number of reddish-brown or orange antheridia in different stages of development. Projected antheridia are surrounded by a rosette of spreading leaves called perigonial leaves. The antheridial clusters with the surrounding perigonial leaves is called as perigonium. The antheridia are intermingled with large number of sterile hair-like club-shaped structures called paraphyses. Paraphyses store water, protect developing antheridia, help in photosynthesis and also in the dehiscence of antheridia. Now let us look into the structure of antheridium. The antheridium is club-shaped. It can be differentiated into two parts, that is short multicellular stalk and body of antheridium. Body of antheridium has a sterile single layered jacket of polyhedral flattened cells. When young, the cells of the jacket contain chloroplasts which turn orange or reddish brown at maturity. Jacket encloses a large number of androcytes, that is anthrozoid mother cells. At maturity, the distal end of the antheridium bears one or two thick-walled colorless cells called operculum. The opercular cells become mucilaginous, absorb water and swells. It breaks the connections with the neighboring cells and form a narrow pore. Androcytes ooze out in the form of viscous fluid through this pore. Now let us look into the female branch of the archegoniophore. The female branch arises from the base of the male branch. Longitudinal section of the female branch shows that many archegonia are intermingled with paraphyses and occurs at its apex. The terminal cells of the paraphyses is not swollen as we observe in antheridial head. The cluster of archegonia is enclosed by a group of green foliage leaves called perichaetal leaves. The archegonial cluster with the surrounding perichaetal leaves is called as perichaeum. Now if we move on to the structure of the archegonium, a mature archegonium is flask-shaped structure. It remains attached to the female branch by a massive stalk. It consists upper elongated slender neck and a basal globular portion called venter. The neck is slightly tubular, twisted, single layered and consists of 6 vertical rows of neck cells which enclose an axial row of 10 or more neck canal cells. The venter wall is 2-layered and encloses venter canal cell and an egg cell. Venter canal cell is situated just below the neck canal cells. Now let us look into the fertilization in Funaria. Water is essential for fertilization. The opercular cells of the antheridium rupture and releases mass of anthrozoids. When archegonium reaches maturity, the neck canal cells and venter canal cell disintegrate to form a mucilaginous mass. It absorbs water, swells up and comes out of the archegonial mouth by pushing the cover cells apart. The mucilaginous mass consists of chemical substances, mainly the sugars. The cover cells of the neck separate widely from each other and form a passage leading to the egg. Rosette-like perigonial leaves serves as a splash cup from which raindrops disperse anthrozoids to some distance. Raindrops falling on the archegonial clusters are situated at the lower level. Many anthrozoids enter the archegonial neck because of the chemical response, but only one of them fuses with the egg to form a zygote. Union of male and female nuclei is completed within 10 hours. Fertilization ends the gametophytic phase. The diploid zygote represents the first cell of the sporophytic generation and divides to form a sporophyte. Now let us look into the summary of this session. Sexual reproduction in Funaria is oogamous. Male reproductive structure is known as antheridium and the female as archegonium. Funaria is monoecious and autoicous. That is, the male and the female reproductive sex organs are born on different branches of the same gametophyte. Male sex organ is antheridium and is formed in groups on the antheridial branch. They are enclosed by special leaves called perigonial leaves. A large number of long multicellular hairs interspersed with antheridia are called paraphyses. They contain chloroplast and are involved in photosynthesis. They protect antheridial head by minimizing transpiration, hold water between them, and secrete mucilage which helps in the liberation of antherozoids. Each antheridium is protected by a single layer of jacket. It encloses a large mass of androcytes. The androcytes transform into biflagellate antherozoids or the male gametes. The female sex organs are the archegonia and are born in clusters on the archegonial branch. Archegonial branch arise laterally at the base of the male branch. They are surrounded by pericaceal leaves. Paraphyses are present along with the archegonia. Each archegonium is flask-shaped and is distinguished into large venter and long neck region. The venter contain venter canal cell and egg. The neck contain neck canal cell. Water is essential for fertilization. Raindrops help in the transfer of antherozoids from antheridial head to archegonial head. The antherozoids are attracted to the archegonium chemotactically. A large number of antherozoids enter the neck of the archegonium, but only one fuses with the egg to form a diploid zygote. The diploid zygote represents the first cell of sporophytic generation and divides to form a sporophyte. So, this was about the brief description of sexual reproduction in Funaria. Thank you.